Well, one player who definitely didn't fly under the radar throughout his high school career is Cade Cunningham. He's the number one ranked player out of the class of 2020, and he joins us now. Cade, welcome to the Circuit Podcast. How's it going?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
We hanging in.
Well,
Excited to have you on here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So this has just been a really interesting time for everyone throughout the country, and I'm interested to hear, as we talk to different people on this podcast, what everyone's been doing to stay busy during quarantine. How have you been filling your days?
A lot of working out. Watching The Last Dance. There's not a whole lot to do, but just watching basketball and trying to play as much as I can, really.
yeah, Cade, the season kind of ended suddenly. I know you guys were expecting to go to the Geico National Championship. Talk about, I guess, the feelings that come along with that, and then, especially being, the player of the year by numerous outlets, not being able to, I guess, put your stamp on your final season.
It hurt, definitely. I feel like we had a great season this year at Montverde. So not being able to really, finish it off, it definitely hurts. But I think we definitely put our stamp on the season, just with our play through the regular season, and being named Player of the Year is a blessing. I never really thought that I'd be able to do that. So, I'm excited, and we'll see what the future holds. That's my dad interrupting the bet right there.
Classic.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, I'm not interrupting. I'm working on the plumbing, so I have to turn some things on.
There you go.
You guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Well, sorry I can't stay. How's your business?
You're good.
Okay, we'll get you on next time.
Cade, I guess doubling down on a great season you had. You guys had one of the best seasons really in high school basketball history with Montverde, but personally you had one of the best seasons of the EYBL. You won named the EYBL MVP last year. Talk about that experience playing in the EYBL and really the momentum you gained after that run.
I definitely think I handled my business this summer in the EYBL. Just the whole experience of playing against the rest of the top players in the country consistently every weekend. I feel like that's an experience that you can't really beat anywhere else. So, it was a really fun league, and playing in it, I think I really set myself apart from other players, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, you really stood out, and I know we've been kind of chomping at the bit to ask you about this too. I know you're a pretty big LeBron backer up to 5 weeks ago, as far as the greatest of all time. So I know Rashad has a couple of follow-up questions here, but initial thoughts. What are your thoughts on the documentary we just finished last night?
I think it's hard to argue with, to be honest. After you watch it, what I'm saying? I never watched Michael Jordan growing up. I was born in 2001, so
Wow.
I never got to see that.
Right.
I never got to see that growing up. So getting to watch the documentary, I'm glad they did it, because it kind of reminds everybody. It kind of puts things in perspective a little bit. I'm still gonna be a LeBron fan to the day I die, but definitely can't knock Michael Jordan after seeing that at all.
No, it's super educational too. I was even learning things, and I was too young to really appreciate it. But Rashad probably living back memories that.
Oh yeah,
it feels weird.
So Cade, I'm the old head out the group. So 2001 was my senior year in college. So that shows you how long I've been around. So look, Cade, I got a funny story. I got a funny Jordan story for you. So in 2001, I went out for the draft. I was able to, Tim Grover, who was in The Last Dance, was his trainer. I trained pre-draft with Tim Grover and Michael Jordan in 2001 before he went to the Washington Wizards at the time. So I got a chance to spend time with him and learn how he really approached the game. And, it was just something that I have never seen before. Now, I've been on the court with LeBron as well. So I've been on the court with LeBron, I've been on the court with Michael Jordan, and I've been on the court with Kobe Bryant. So I've been on the court with all three.
Right.
So,
you can't beat that.
Yeah. So I can't really – I'm not going to go into the GOAT discussion. I'm not even going to try to sway you. I ain't going to sway you.
I feel you on that. I appreciate that.
I ain't even gonna do you like that. But moving forward, look, Oklahoma State. I'm excited. I know we all are here. Your choice to go to Oklahoma State. I love the decision. I personally love the Big 12. And
Right,
before
sure.
I kind of get into my first question, I want to break your game down first before we get into the first question.
Sounds good.
You remind me a lot of a guy named Grant Hill. And I believe I believe that you're going to be college basketball's Grant Hill. And one thing that you possess is my favorite word to use in basketball is magnetism. You have terrific versatility. You make guys around you better. You're able to play multiple positions. Your willingness to pass the ball. So that's what I love about your game. Obviously, you can score. So the question I have is, why Oklahoma State?
I think there's a lot of different, aspects of it that really play into it. But like you said, the Big 12 was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
Big 12, I mean, you can't really beat the teams you're going to play in the Big 12.
Yeah,
you see
you can't.
Kansas twice, Baylor twice, Texas Tech twice. It just goes all the way
Iowa
down.
State, yeah.
All right, exactly. Every game you're going to have to compete for a win. So I think going from that and, the long-term goal is the NBA. So
Of course.
going from that into the NBA, I feel like, having to battle for wins every night, that'll only help me. So on a playing perspective, I think the Big 12 was really big for me.
Yeah.
Coach Boyd, me and him built a great relationship early on.
Great coach.
He was the first, right, for sure. He was the first person to ever recruit me out of anybody.
Oh, wow.
So he actually offered me without even telling the head coach of Oklahoma State at the time. So
smart coach.
So yeah, we had already built our relationship up, and then it's close to home. I live in Big 12 country, and then my older brother's there, so I can't really beat that. All right.
It's a no-brainer, and you spoke about it a little bit. The Big 12 is a physical conference. You know that.
Right.
A lot of high-level players in that league, guys like to get after it. What is the main skill that you've been working on over the last few months to get you prepared for the Big 12?
I've definitely been working on my body a lot because, like you said, it is a physical league. So if you come in and, you're not willing to take bumps, you're not going to last very long in the league. So, working on my body, being a shot maker, just being as efficient as I can with my shots and, making the deep three, making, all my mid-range efficiently. I think those are big things. Having my ball handling tight. I think for the Big 12, you're going to have to be really, versatile with your game and sharp all around. So, just picking different things out of my game and trying to sharpen them.
And that's what I love about your game. And Cade, Alec, we all talked about it prior. There's a saying that I go by, and I think it explains your game, and it's simplicity always works. And I see that with your game. Like you don't get too high, you don't get too low. I watched your games in the EYBL. Trust me, Alec was sending me all of your games. This dude sending me all your games. So I'm watching the film. I'm a film guy, so I love to go back and watch film. And it seems like you're always keeping the game simple, which helps your game translate to the college level and as well as the next level because you keep it simple. So the question I have, is that the kind of approach that you've always had growing up, is just to keep the game simple but allow your skill set to take over?
Definitely. I think, me, like our family, my older brother, quality over quantity for everything. I don't need a billion tricks in my bag, but as long as I have a couple that are going to work and I know they're going to work, that's fine with me. So, just being as efficient as I can be, I don't have to, do all the plays that are going to wow everybody. As long as we're winning the game, that's all that really matters to me. So, just being simple. I used to play big man, and my older brother only let me have a post hook over the middle and an up and under move. You only need two. You know what I'm saying? So just taking that same mindset and putting it. Now I play more guard spot, so putting that same mindset and moving it over to this position, it's still working for me. So I'm not planning on changing it up yet.
I like that. Last question for me, guys. Defensively, a lot of times when we watch you know, me as an evaluator watching guys like you on tape, not enough emphasis is placed on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
Is that something that you would like to highlight? Because I believe you're the type of player that can impact the game, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side. Like I told you before, I believe you will be the Grant Hill of college basketball. And Grant was a terrific defender. Also, he was a do-it-all type of player. I believe you have those same type of characteristics. Is that something that you're going to go into the game really trying to put an emphasis on of being a great defensive player as well?
Definitely. I mean, just watching, you know, the Last Dance documentary, we see Michael Jordan was you know, whooping everybody defensively. So,
yes,
you know, if Michael Jordan's playing defense that hard, there's no reason. As good as he was offensively, there's no reason that you shouldn't play defense. That's the best offensive player you can have. So, you know, that I think it does mean a lot to me. Coach Boyle at Montverde, he was really big on me being, you know, the best two-way basketball player that I can be. So, you know, he would consistently give me, you know, good matchups and make me work for it. So, and he would always talk a little trash saying that, you know, I can't guard so-and-so. So that always helped me too. But I think,
absolutely.
you know, I think it is big to defend. I mean, every team needs a defender. So if I'm not playing well offensively, I can always defend. So I definitely want to bring that to Oklahoma State and beyond.
And I believe you're truly going to be that. I was a terrific scorer when I played, and I didn't get enough credit for the defensive side of the ball. And I believe that you're going to be a player that not only going to be a first-team All-American, first-team All-Big 12, but personally, I would like to see you be a first-team All-Defensive player.
Yes, sir. I'll take that challenge. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Cade, I mean, I would consider you a fairly versatile defender. You could probably guard in the EYBL at least 1 through 4. What's most difficult for you to guard? Is it the quick, shifty guard? What would you prefer to guard it to? Where do you feel like you fit in defensively? Because, you know, you're trending to be an NBA point guard. So I know that emphasis has to be on, you know, guarding smaller guys.
Right. I think, I mean, with some smaller guys, I think I have an advantage because I'm so long. So sometimes I kind of prefer to guard, you know, the smaller, quicker guards. But I don't know. It's kind of like the jerky guards that are just kind of awkward in their movements. You know, the ones that you can't really time everything. I think those are the guards that I have the most trouble with, to be honest. Derek Whitehead, he goes to Montverde. He was a really, you know, jerky guy that, you know, you would think, he could guard him. You know, he's 6'4", but it's just his movements that, you know, are kind of hard for anybody to guard. So just the jerkier, you know, guards that have a little shifty to them but are crafty as well.
Yeah, there's a few of those in the Big 12, Cade. Be careful.
That leads me to my next question, you know, especially with you playing in Montverde, you know, it's powerhouse. Every, you know, guy in your rotation's either a 4 or 5-star recruit. And that leads, you know, especially being the point guard, guys playing behind you. So give us a scouting report of the guys playing behind you and what we're about to see. Because, you know, Caleb Houston, ranked 4th in the country. You know, he had to take not a backseat, but, you know, he's not emphasized, right? Ryan Nembhard, not emphasized. Tariq, not what? Yeah. So I want you to, you know, who are we to watch and who would have broken out this spring, you think?
Caleb Houston is special for sure. I think his approach to the game is what makes him so good. You'll never beat him to the gym. You might be there at the same time, but you'll never beat him to the gym. You know, he's a dude. He's gonna be really good. Just trust me on that one.
What, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'8", yeah.
Shoots the hell out of the ball.
Yeah,
a lot
for sure.
of
He's gonna be really good.
Comparisons, yeah. He's 2022 kid, so going into his junior year.
Yeah. Derek Whitehead is a really good player, great athlete. He's another guy that could be really good on both sides of the ball. Whenever he's locked in, he's really good. Ryan Nembhard, I think a lot of people, you know, Ryan's played behind a bunch of really good guards, so he hadn't really got to have his time to shine, but I think he'd be a really good guard. He's a great decision maker, good floor general. He leads by example. I think he'll be a really good player. We had so many guys.
You got
Langston Love. I mean, how do I forget Langston Love? So, How you doing? Hold on,
You're fine.
I'm in hectic around here.
Yeah, I think with Langston, he's a product of, oh man, he might not get as much of the,
Right.
some of the love on because he's not,
Yeah.
in a scoring
Right.
role like he is in grassroots. But I hear people saying, well, Langston didn't produce much at Montverde and he should move down. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
And he was super
what does
efficient for us,
averages
too.
matter? Yeah, what does averages matter at Montverde? He's like, look who he's playing around, and
Right,
he's still being
exactly.
very, very efficient. So
Exactly. Hold on, I'm sorry, let me just move that so we can be.
You're good.
you're good.
In fact, Cade, we'll let you go here fairly soon. I just wanted to ask you one other question. You mentioned your brother is an assistant coach at Oklahoma State. Sure, he bossed you around plenty when you guys were growing up, but is that going to be difficult at all for you to take orders from him this season?
I've been dealing with that my whole life, so at this point,
Nothing new for you there.
I'm all good. I'm not worried about it. I mean, we're brothers, so
Right.
you know how that goes. He's a mentor for me. He's gonna get on my head. He got on my head today. Actually, he called me and got in me about he saw a workout video he didn't like. So, but we'll be all right though. We'll be good.
Hey, Cade, my final question, because we talked quite a bit, in the EYBL about other stuff you like doing off the court as well as basketball goes. You're a pretty personable kid. I have a lot of hobbies off the court. What do you want to study, in college moving forward? And what suits your fancy outside of basketball moving forward in life?
I've been battling my head with that question for a minute now. It's tough. I don't want to miss on, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pick one and then wish I picked something different later on. So it's tough. I'm thinking about doing something having to do with finance because I feel like, getting good with numbers,
Mm-hmm.
you can always use
Can't go
that.
wrong there, yeah.
Right. It's tough. Probably some finance. I'm not sure yet.
No,
I'll
it's
figure it out soon.
smart to make it applicable towards, you're
Right.
gonna need that knowledge in the future for sure. So
Right. That's what I've been looking at. I don't know yet though.
Yeah, one thing, Cade, for me to tell you is that being a high level basketball player, you got to always find an outlet away from basketball.
Mhm.
So make sure you make that choice. Make sure you really think about that choice because you're going to always need an escape from basketball sometimes. So
Right, for sure.
finance, look, I studied communications and broadcast, and that was my major in college. And look at me, I'm interviewing the #1 player in the country. So I made the right decision. See? So
I see.
So make sure you make, you think about it and make a wise decision, and it'll pay off for you later on.
For sure. Yes, sir. I'll do that.
And with that, Cade, we'll leave you with that piece of advice from Rashad. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me once again. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Cade. Appreciate it.
Talk
Yes, sir.
soon.